Yerp, what's going on, team? Welcome to this weekend's weekly market breakdown for the week of August 3rd through the 8th. We'll give everybody a few minutes to join. I know I usually do these sessions on Sundays, so I'm pretty sure we won't really have anybody in here, but regardless, we'll give everybody a few minutes to join. And then we'll go on from there. Yerp, what's good, Muhammad? Welcome, my brother, welcome. Glad to have you here. How are you? How's your weekend been so far, man? Just gonna give everybody till 7:50, so we'll give everybody another 4 minutes to join, and then we'll get started. Crazy, I've been sick since Wednesday, sleeping a lot and having 2 exams next week. Fuck, man. Hope you start feeling better, and I hope that those exams go well, my brother. I'm good, man. I can't complain. Been chillin'. Been chillin'. Oh, yeah, I'm tired right now, but I was like, yo, I'm gonna be more tired tomorrow, bro. So I'd rather just do this shit today, get it over with, and then Monday start fresh, bro. Can't wait to get back on the charts. Charts been crazy last week. Yeah, bro. Again, it's nothing new. It's nothing out of the ordinary. You know, it was a news week. On top of the fact that it was a news week, is the ending of the month, right? The last week of the month. We already know how it goes. You know, same thing for this next upcoming week. I'm not really expecting too much out of the charts. Beginning of the month, first week of the month, we already know how the market makers are going to be moving. So, just going to be patient. I did update already my 4-hour time frame before I started the session. I was just curious, and I was like, I want to update the 4-hour at least. So, at least on the 4-hour, there's no continuations. There were some pairs that I'm curious to see what's gonna happen. Specifically like GU and EU, but more GU than EU. GU is in a nice area of pullback, you know, to continue that push to the top side. But EU, I'm still projecting it to go a little bit lower. So we'll see. You know, we'll have to update US30 and all this and really see what price wants to do. But again, if we just gotta let price go, let price do what it has to do, then we'll do that. I have no, you know, there's no problem with letting price develop and letting the markets develop to then for it to look better. So we'll be patient with it. Same thing, different day. You know, it's just rinse, wash, repeat. Oh man, These kids, dude. Give me 1 second. Alright, I'm back. My bad. Yeah, man, like I was saying, it's nothing new. We just gotta be patient, stay patient. You know, same thing we say every single day, bro. Again, this trading stuff. Go to the videos that we started doing in 2022, 2023, and same thing I said then is the same thing I'm doing now. The same trades I was taking then is the same trades I'm taking now. So again, everybody wants something new and wants something different in trading every single time they hop on the charts. But again, realistically speaking, it's the same thing every single day. It's the same thing. There's no difference. You know, the only thing that changes is your mentality. You know, if you have a not so good mentality and you start taking losses, that's the only thing that's gonna change, right? You're either gonna change for the better or it's just gonna stay the same and you're never gonna, you know, you'll never be consistently profitable. So that's the only thing that changes in the markets. Outside of that, doesn't matter who's president, who's not president, it doesn't matter who goes to war, who doesn't go to war, it's all the same thing, man. They got their things they gotta follow and they're gonna follow them. They're gonna do exactly what they gotta do every single time. Doesn't matter. So, you know, I'm not here to catch one home run. I'm here to catch the trades that I know are gonna work. So I don't mind. You know, I had a lot of people message me this week. Yo, you don't trade NFP? You don't trade FOMC? Like, no. Like, I don't know when. You know, I'm so disconnected, but at the same time I'm connected from social media, where it's like, again, I'm thinking back to when I first started learning how to trade and when I first got introduced to it back in 2017, 2018. And the number one thing, yo, don't trade news. And all of a sudden now everybody's trading news. Like, alright. You know what I mean? Like, we already know the rules for news. We already know how badly that could go. I'm not going to risk my account. Why am I going to risk my profits trading news to catch a home run? I don't need it. I don't need a home run. I'm good with what I catch on a regular basis. So, you know, there's no. My bad, I got a text. So yeah, man, I don't know. There's, you know, I let social media people do what they gotta do. I don't even be responding to these people anymore. It's just, it is what it is. But, you know, a lot of these people go for too many fucking 2 million pips in one day. We'll give everybody another 2 minutes and then we'll go on from there. Hold on. Give about another minute. 7:55, we'll get started. Any questions in the meantime, let me know. Anything you guys want to go over, any pairs in specific you want to go over, let me know. If not, we'll just go through our pairs one by one, see what's looking good, what we could be looking for, what we're anticipating. And then tomorrow, not tomorrow, sorry, tomorrow Sunday. Monday morning, we'll be back for the live trading session, 6:30, 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Dude, I'm so tired, my eyelashes hurt. It's crazy. don't know, my computer time always, it's not synced for some reason. I'm always a minute behind. Alright, no questions in the chat. Oh my, I almost just dropped my whole setup. I bumped into the table too hard. Give me 1 second, let me check the Discord real quick. Make sure we don't got no questions in the Discord. I think we're good though, man. Everybody's been kinda dead in the Discord for like a whole 2 weeks. But again, it's that time of year, man. We're already halfway through the year. The people who worked their asses off for 6 months, they're taking a 6-month break until January when their New Year's resolution is, yo, I'm gonna be a profitable trader this year. And then they trade for 2 months and never trade again. And then here in the next couple of weeks, we're gonna have new people join and do the same thing. The last 6 months is when they get motivation. It's the last 6 months, we gotta do something. And then in January, we never hear from them again. So it's the same cycle again. It's the same thing we've been seeing for the last whatever amount of years we've been doing these streams for and these classes. So, but for the ones who always show up every single day, y'all got it, man. It's only a matter of time. All right, no questions in the chat. We'll get started again. If you guys don't have any questions for any of these pairs that we're going over, again, the pairs we're going to go over, the ones that you see with the red flag next to their name. Starting off with AUDUSD, finishing off with USOIL. We will be going in order from the top to the bottom. If you guys don't have any questions, then I'll just be going through these pretty quick. Just going to do the basics. Talk about where we're at, what we're looking for. You know, we'll update our daily time frame since it's the beginning of the month already as well. We'll update our 4-hour highs, 4-hour lows, the daily highs, the daily lows, the 30-minute highs, 30-minute lows. We'll see if we have any continuations, and then we'll go on from there. So AU, we know that we are in level 3 on a downtrend. We were in the second zone of consolidation. We got the break, right? We have the lower low, and we're looking for the lower high. Price reached our first point of interest, which is the 800 EMA, right? And we can see that as soon as price reached our 800 EMA, what did price do? From higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, back down to a lower low, right? However, does this mean I'm going to look for a trade now going short? No, not yet. I want to see a change of character, right? Which is a change of character is the first low, right? When price is trending higher high, higher low, and it gives you a lower low, the first lower low is a change of character. For me to start looking for trades going short, I need to see a lower high being set, and then I need to see another lower low to give us the break. Once price gives us that next lower low, that valid break, and then gives us another pullback, that's when I'll start looking to take the trades to go back down. My second point of interest to where I'm expecting price to give us a pullback is up to the 30-minute gap that we have a little bit higher to where we're at. So we'll see. If price ends up giving us the break, then perfect. We'll start looking to take these trades going back down on AU. For the month of July, price gave us a month of drop. Perfect. Right? And this is exactly what we knew was going to happen. Three months of rise. After 3 months, the market must move sideways or go down. And we ended up moving down. On the 4-hour time frame, again, this is where we see that change of character. Price was giving us higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. Went down, gave us a change of character, lower low. And once again, what I'm looking for is for price to give us a lower high, give us another break. Right? If price does something like this, gives us a break, gives us a pullback, I'll be looking to take a trade here to go right back down to the bottom. Right, so for right now, just have to be patient. Still have a little bit more to go before we could start looking to take trades. Right, we also have the 800 EMA here on the 4-hour time frame, so want to be very careful taking these trades on AU for now. And then on the 30-minute time frame, I should have grabbed the water bottle. I might actually do that after this pair. Price gave us lower low, lower high, lower low, and then gave us a change of character back to the top side, higher high. So we know now that we're trading between this change of character. We're trading between these lows down here. Gave us a day of rise. And we're trading between this 30-minute low down here and these 30-minute highs. up here. Team, give me 1 second. Let me go grab a water real quick and I'll be right back. I should have done that before I turned the stream on, but I'm a little slow sometimes. I'm sorry. That's my bad. Give me 2 minutes. I'll be right back. Any questions in the meantime, let me know. You almost hit grandma's head with that water, bro. You're lucky I was about to walk downstairs and he used to say, "Here, give this to him," and I fucking stood behind him. He missed it completely. Would have hit her right in the dome. Right, so AU, just gotta be patient. Once again, once we get those change of characters back down, once we get the break of structure, that's when I'll start trading AU. So for right now, gonna skip over it and go on to the next one. AUDCAD, we know that we are still in A1. Again, A1 is the first zone of consolidation on an overall downtrend pattern. Right, we had push 1. After push 1, we have the first zone of consolidation, and we're sitting at the bottom of the zone of consolidation. So we want to be patient with this one. Wait for price to start trending. On a lower time frame, we'll see that price is just consolidating. Right, this entire zone here that we see on the daily time frame when we zoom in is just a huge zone of consolidation where price is rejecting lows and rejecting highs. So we just want to be patient. Once again, zones of consolidation, for those who do not have the definition written down, or for those who don't know the real definition of a zone of consolidation. And before I give you the answer, I'm gonna start doing this on the streams too, right? Because it's very simple when somebody gives you the definition. But so for those who are watching, feel free to leave the answer in the chat. What is a zone of consolidation? Remember, there's no such thing as a wrong answer. If you don't know it, it's all good. Give it your best try. I'll give you guys a minute. Few seconds. I'm not going to give you a whole minute. I'll give you 20 seconds. Right? What is a zone of consolidation? And we have no continuations here for AUDCAD either. 4 hour, we're still trading between these 4 hour highs and 4 hour lows. No continuation, as I said. Price has just been moving sideways in this area for the past couple weeks, right? Long time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 weeks. Price has just been rejecting lows and rejecting highs the entire time. Ping pong. Alright, that's not the definition I'm looking for, but good try, Kendall. Good try. Right? For those who don't have this written down, make sure you have this written down. Zone of consolidation is an area in the market where the market makers are trapping traders. They're inducing traders, making you believe that an entry looks good for them to trap you and hit your stop losses. Right? They're hunting stop losses. That is what a zone of consolidation is. Pretty close. Yeah, if you're in kindergarten trading, that's what it is. Oh, it's when price is moving sideways. Okay, cool. You know what I mean? Nothing of essence with that definition. Right, so right now, no continuations, nothing to really trade on AUDCAD. We'll go on to the next one. Euro AUD. We had, for the month of July, price gave us a no net, just moving sideways for the entire month. Overall, where are we? We're in level 3 on an uptrend, looking for price to reach at least the peak high. In this pair right now, since peak high was made with such a huge candle, right, a huge wick candle, this purple box I'm at least expecting price to reach these highs here. I'm not expecting it to reach the full peak high, but it can. But just want to be careful. Once price reaches these highs, that's when I'll stop trading EA. Very similar to what we did with USDCAD. If we have any continuations, then we'll start trading them again. But right now, we'll just see if we have any continuations back to the top side. On the 4-hour time frame, no continuations. Again, just 2 weeks where price has just been moving sideways. Right, so no continuations. 4-hour highs and 4-hour lows are still the same. Higher high, higher low. 4-hour low down here. Higher high, 4-hour high up here. And then on the 30-minute time frame, we had lower low, lower high, lower low, change of character, higher high, higher low, break of structure, higher high. At this moment, again, the fact that we're still trading in this area where price is rejected many times before, I'm not looking to take a trade here. I'm looking for price to give me a break of these highs. Once we get the break and a retest, this is where I'll start looking to take the trade to go back to the top side. So, very similar to the other pairs, right? EA, I just gotta wait for the breaks to happen, wait for the continuations, and then we'll go on from there. What does look good on EA is the fact that we have the change of character, we have the break of structure, we're above the 800 EMA, the 50 EMA is above the 200, right? So everything looks good. We have the break, the EMA crosses, we have 2 days of rise. We know that a 372 could definitely happen. So EA right now does look like one of the best pairs to continue to look at and to find a potential trade for. Damn, man. So EA, let me go ahead and open up the Discord real quick. Give me 1 second, guys. Daily watch list for 08, 03 through the 8th, right? 2025. Weekly watch list. Alright, so the first pair we have on our list is Euro AUD. Looking for a potential 372 going long. Perfect. For ECAD on the daily time frame, we are in previous peak high territory, so this one I'm just gonna update it, keep the chart updated, but I'm not trading ECAD any longer. We have very close to being a no net. We're gonna have to wait. Well, no, because that's a yeah, this is just a drop. We're good. So this is just a drop. Daily drop. 4-hour time frame, price gave us an inducement of the high, never gave us a valid break, just gave us an inducement, gave us a weaker drop, counter. We're still trading higher high, higher low, higher high. Price came up, gave us an inducement of the high, came back down. And then on the 30-minute time frame, we have lower low, lower high, lower low, and then price gave us a change of character to the top side. And gave us higher high, right? This isn't higher high, higher low, higher high. All of this is part of the same trend. Gave us 2 days of rise, and we're trading between this 30-minute low, again, lower low, lower high, lower low, and the higher highs over here. We might have to update the 30-minute high, but that's okay. We don't have a set high just yet. As soon as the market opens, we will have a little bit more information. Euro USD. Daily time frame, we are in level 2. We had push number 1, level 1 on an uptrend, V1. V1 is the first zone of consolidation on an uptrend. Then we had Push number 2, we had the break. We zoom in. We had the break of structure, higher high, higher low. Then price came up and gave us another higher high. Price is pushing down for a higher low. This is what I was saying at the beginning of the stream, right? Where EU doesn't look ready just yet, right? Putting all of our rules together, we know that EU, we're in level 2. Level 2, we want to see price bounce off the 200 EMA, which is the white EMA. And we know that we also have a 30-minute gap at these lows. So you'll see it in comparison with GU. On EU right now, I'm still expecting price to go just a little bit lower. And this is where I'll be expecting price to then continue the push back to the top side. So just want to be patient. Again, if we don't get that move, if we don't get this pullback, what are we going to see? Well, then in the lower time frame, that's when we're going to start looking for the change of character and break of structure on the 30-minute time frame. Or if we don't have 30-minute structure, we'll look for that in the 5-minute structure. Right, so for right now, let's just go through the time frame, see if we see anything that makes sense. Right now we're still good though. Higher high, higher low, higher high. Price is pushing down for a higher low. So regardless, we're still waiting for what we have to wait for. Just have to see if price wants to go lower or if it wants to start continuing the uptrend push here. 4-hour time frame, higher high, higher low, higher high. Once again, this could be the higher low. The 4-hour, as you guys can see, looks a little bit different. The 4-hour looks more downtrend still than the daily time frame. Right, so that one already gave me a little bit more clarity, at least, to be like, all right, you know what? This could potentially still go short. But once again, before we even look for a trade, what do we need to see? We need to see the change of character and break of structure on the 30-minute time frame before we could even continue to look for a trade. And right now we're trading lower low, lower high. Price gave us lower low. I'm not going to mark this as lower low, lower high, lower low, higher high. No. All of this, right? All of this is part of the same trend. Or well, I should have drawn that a little bit better, sorry. Lower low, lower high, lower low. This is where price gave us a change of character. So again, if we could get a valid break on EU after the change of character, meaning if price, let's update this real quick. So we know we're trading between this lower low right, lower low, lower high, lower low, then price gave us a change of character here. Once again, this is not higher high, higher low, higher high. No, all of this is part of the same structure. Right, so if price, and we still don't have a set high just yet, but we'll keep it like this for now, and then when the market's open on Sunday night going into Monday, we'll update this if needed. Right, so if price, lower low, lower high, lower low, gave a change of character, higher high, higher low. If price gives me the break, I'll start looking to take a trade at the retest at the next higher low to then continue back to the top side. If price does not give us a valid break, I'm not trading EU just yet. Need to wait for that break of structure to happen. Just gotta be patient. My bad, give me 1 second, guys. Oh, this guy's fucking with me. Yo, do that again and I'll block you from watching the live stream. How about that? Check the Discord. GA on the daily time frame. We are trading in previous PCAD. It's very similar to ECAD. Just gonna keep this updated, but I'm not trading GA just yet. Even on the daily time frame, we can see we've been stuck in the zone consolidation for the last 3 months. Finally, we have a little momentum back to the downside, but we still don't have the valid break of these lows. So price could still go back up. For price to start going down, I need to see a valid break of these lows. So if price gives us a valid break and a retest, this is where we'll look for price to go back down to the bottom. 4-hour time frame. Again, nothing here. We're still following the uptrend, right? We're still higher high, higher low, higher high. We're still trading between these 4-hour highs and 4-hour lows. As soon as price gave us a higher low, what did price do? Again, just a zone of consolidation where price has been rejecting highs and rejecting lows every single time for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 weeks. Price has just been rejecting lows and rejecting highs. There's nothing to trade here. It's just a zone of consolidation. Damn, there's a lot drawn here. I'm gonna have to start deleting some of this. Hold on. Damn, my eyelashes hurt. This is not safe. We have a week of rise, and then on the 30-minute time frame, we had lower low, lower high, lower low. So we're still on a downtrend as well on the 30-minute time frame. GCAD. Daily time frame. We are in level 3 on an uptrend. Right? We know that we're at least expecting price to reach our previous peak high all the way up here. So at least for GCAD, we know we still have a long way to go. But again, same thing we've been saying for the last 2.5 months. Price gave us higher high, higher low. The push to the top side never gave us a valid break. Never gave us a higher high, so that's why we never expected price to give us a higher low to continue into a higher high. We knew price was going to go shorter. We know it was going to go down. Even though we had 2 months of rise, we already knew that for the month of July, price was not going to give us that third push to the top side because we never got a valid break of the highs. Right? So instead we got a month of drop. Again, our daily highs and lows at this point, I'm not going to update it. We're still trading between this higher low, but this higher high, I'm not going to update it just because it's a really big zone. So I'm not even going to touch it unless we have to. Once price goes back up here, we're going to have to update it just because we're not going to need to be looking for a break of these highs. It's going to be a break of these highs over here. But we'll update that when the time comes. On the 4-hour time frame, we had higher high, higher low. It did give us a higher high here. Price is coming down. Again, this is just one of those situations where are we? Once again, huge zone of consolidation where price is just moving sideways. There's no trend here. So for GCAD, we just have to be a little bit patient, wait for price to start trending, right? We're still uptrending on the 4-hour. Again, on the daily time frame, we had a fake break, so we're not trending on the daily time frame. And then on the 30-minute time frame, we're going to have to wait for price to start trending again. We had lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, and then price gave us a change of character with that news candle that we had at 8:30. On Friday. Sorry, I was just looking at something real quick. Lower low, lower high, right? Lower low. I'm not gonna mark this as lower low, lower high, lower low, higher high. No, this is just lower low, lower high. Just so we're on the same page, right? Lower low, lower high, lower low, right? And this is where we had the change of character. And we now know that we're trading between this 30-minute low down here. This is gonna be, let's go down to a lower time frame, see if we could get a better low. Damn, that's how fast the market moved. Go to the 1 minute. Anything on the 1 minute? Nah, nothing on the one. Alright, we're gonna use this big zone here for now. Right, so we're trading between this 30-minute low here and these 30-minute highs up here. Once again, for me to start looking for price to go higher, in order for us to start looking for those long positions, I need to see price give us another higher high break of structure retest. This is where I'll start getting in to continue the push back to the top side. Looks like this week is going to be the same as last week, man. We're just going to have to sit tight and not take no trades. That's okay. That's okay. Wait for price to start trending, then we'll start trading. GJ, we are currently still in the highest point in the market as of currently. Still trading in an uptrend, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. On the way up to the higher high, what did price do? Gave us a zone of consolidation. Sideways movement for many months. Many months. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 months. We're just moving sideways. For the month of July, what did price do? Move sideways. Right? On an uptrend. Make sure you guys have this written down in your notes. For those who don't have it or for those who don't know this. When you're in a zone of consolidation, let's say you're looking to take buy positions. Would you rather take a buy position at the bottom of the zone of consolidation or at the top of the zone of consolidation? And I'll give you the answer. I'm not gonna make you guys spend time here. Right? You want to look for those buy positions at the bottom. When price gives you the inducement of the low, you know you're going high. The only moment you want to look for buy positions at the top of the zone of consolidation is when price gives you a break, then a retest to then continue. If you get in any positions here at the highs, you're done. That's it. Straight to stop loss every single time. Price is in a zone of consolidation. If it doesn't give you a break, you can't look for an entry. Vice versa, when you're in a zone of consolidation and you're looking for shorts. Are you going to be looking for short entries at the bottom of the zone of consolidation? Or are you going to start looking for shorts at the top? The only time you'll be looking for short positions at the bottom of the zone of consolidation is if and when price gives you a break or retest to then continue. If you don't have a break, then you don't have an entry. And we saw a lot of traders this week, and I posted one in our Discord, who were taking trades at the top of the zones of consolidation and got straight to stop loss. There was a few people. I posted one in the Discord, I think, what was it, Wednesday? And then the other ones I didn't post. The only reason I posted the other one is because it's a very notorious trader, even though, again, I am not name dropping on stream. Let me go ahead and add a few lines here. Sorry guys, give me 1 second. This is the daily time frame. So again guys, once you know these rules, that's it, bro. Trading just gets so much easier. So much easier. We have a week of drop. Again, we're pretty much still just stuck in an internal zone of consolidation as well. We know that we had this 30-minute gap, right? And I'm kind of pissed at GJ. I'm not gonna lie. You know, it was a gap that was given at the beginning of the week of last week. Price went back down to the bottom. I'm like, perfect. We'll be looking for the inducement. If you guys remember, we had this drawn out. While everybody was looking to take trades here, I'm like, guys, this has to go lower. It has to at least go down to our 30-minute low and give us an inducement, which it did, to then go up. Problem was, as soon as it gave us that inducement, price ended up wanting to fly 252 pips, which is crazy work. And not only that, it did it during the Asia and London session. By the time we were up and looking at the charts, price was already at the sky. So kind of unfortunate that it never really gave us an entry opportunity, but it did exactly what it had to do. Again, we already know price is always going to do what it has to do. So we could delete this. This 30-minute gap has already been given. We're trading lower low, lower high, lower low. Price came down. price went up, gave us a higher high change of character, and then price came back down here and gave us another change of character down to the bottom side. Ended up giving us a day of drop. And once again, as soon as GJ starts trending, that's when I'll start trading. So for right now, for GJ, just taking a step back. If we could get a lower high and then a break of structure of the lows, then perfect. We know we're going to go right back down to the bottom of the zone of consolidation. Same thing that happened when price was up here and gave us the rejection of the highs. Same thing that happened here when price gave us a rejection of the highs. Right, we're going down. Same thing that's happening now. If price gives us that break, we know we're going to go back down. It's really not rocket science, guys. It's very simple. But it's only simple if you put in the time. You do your back tests, you mark up your charts, and you study. Because I promise you one thing, it doesn't matter how much you meditate, it doesn't matter how much you pray, you know, whatever your religion does or whatever your beliefs are, if you're not the one, if you don't take that time and fucking get on the charts and stop acting like someone's gonna knock on your door and give you the holy grail of trading, then you're never gonna make it. It's really that simple. No one is gonna come to your computer and press buy and sell for you. It's you. You're the one pressing buy and sell every single day. So if you don't put in the time to really study and really learn how the markets move, then you're never gonna make it. It's really that simple. As Steve Morrill would say, photography is a lot cheaper. So if you don't take trading serious, go do photography. It's a lot cheaper. Word to Steve, man. Shout out to Steve. GU. We were in the first zone of consolidation on an uptrend. Price gave us the break, gave us the retest, and now we're in level 2 on an uptrend. So very similar to EU. Right, the only difference is that GU does not have any gaps in the market, and price already is reaching the 200 EMA, which is again the EMA that we're looking for price to bounce off of in level 2. So while EU doesn't look ready to move, GU is looking like it's getting ready to start moving. Now, could GU go lower? Absolutely. Absolutely. It could go lower. We have this daily engulfing candle here. This weekly engulfing, I believe already was made or was already hit. Yeah, it was. So let me just minimize this here so I'm not confused. Right, the daily engulfing candle still hasn't been hit. Then we have another engulfing candle on the 4-hour. So we have a few areas or a few points of interest on the charts. Right, we have one on the daily time frame that's a little bit lower, and we have one on the 4-hour that was printed right before the market closed. And let me add a few lines here as well so we don't have to do this every single month. Give me 1 second. We have a month of drop. Again, price at a higher high, making a higher low. Doing exactly what it needs to do. On the 4-hour time frame, we're trading higher high, higher low, higher high. Then price came down and gave us a change of character, lower low. So this is the only downside with GU right now, is that on the 4-hour time frame we did make a lower low. So we now know that we're trading between this 4-hour high up here, and we'll extend this line just a little bit, and then the 4-hour low. Oh, what did I do? The 4-hour lows are down here. Right, so no continuations on the daily, no continuations on the 4-hour. On the 30-minute time frame, we had lower low, lower high. Price then gave us a lower low down here, and then gave us a change of character, higher high. So if GU, very similar to the other pairs, we're trading this 30-minute high up here. We're trading this 30-minute low down here. Move this up here. Change this to a day of rise. Right, again, lower low, lower high, lower low. We have the change of character, higher high, higher low. If price could give us a break and a retest, this is where I'll get in to then continue that push to the top side. Just gotta be patient. We're almost done here, guys. Only missing a few pairs. Again, any questions, let me know. Any other pairs in specific that you guys want me to go over, let me know. If not, once we finish with this, we'll be done for the night and we'll be back Monday morning for the live trading session. NZD USD, we are in A2, second zone of consolidation on a downtrend. We still don't have a break of the lows, so we still got to be patient. When we zoom in, we had 3 months of rise, then price gave us a month of drop. Daily drop. Let me add a few lines here once again. Could have sworn I did this earlier, but I think I just did the 4 hour. I might be bugging out. Again, just doing this so I don't have to do it every single time we step on the charts every beginning of the month. 4 hour time frame. We're trading higher high, higher low, higher high. Then price gave us a 4 hour change of character. Lower low. So we know that we're trading between this 4 hour high and these 4 hour lows down here. So very similar to the other pairs, just this one is on the 4 hour, right? If price could give us a lower high and then gives us a break of the 4 hour lower low, gives us a valid break and a retest, that's when I'll start looking to take a trade. Especially on NU. Why? Where are we? At the bottom of the zone of consolidation. If we zoom into the lower time frame, which is the 4 hour, right? Even though we could still see price giving us higher high, higher high, higher high, realistically speaking, what is price doing? Rejecting highs, rejecting lows. Rejecting highs, rejecting lows. Rejecting highs, rejecting lows. Rejecting highs, rejecting lows. We're just moving sideways, just in a zone of consolidation. So before I take a trade on NZD USD, I need to see that valid break. Without the breaks, there's no trades. Doesn't matter what else we see. I don't care if there's an engulfing candle. I don't care if there's an angel on my screen telling me to go short. I don't care. If I don't see a change of character, if I don't see the break of structure, I'm not taking the trade. Doesn't matter who it is. I don't care if it's the best trader in the world, the #1 trader on the World Cup. I don't care. I need to see the change of character and I need to see the break of structure. Without valid moves, we cannot take a trade. Or at least I can't. You know, if you guys want to take the trade, you can, and let me know how it goes. Zone of consolidation? Yes, sir. We're trading still lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. So want to be patient. We'll come back to it later. Dirty 30. It's not that dirty anymore. US 30 is kind of nice now. Still trading higher high, higher low. Gave us then a higher high. Then price all of last week just melted and gave us a change of character, lower low. Right? So again, for me to start looking for shorts on US 30, what do I need to see? After the change of character, I need to see the break of structure. If price gives us, you know, a lower high, then gives us a lower low break, perfect. I'll wait for another lower high to be set. I'll wait for the retest to then continue to go short. If price does not give us the break of structure after the change of character, then we already know this is the inducement and price is going to go higher, and that's okay. We'll let price do what it has to do. No valid breaks on the daily, no valid breaks on the 4 hour. Let me add a few lines here as well. September, October, November. We had 2 months of rise on the 3rd month, which was the month of July. It gave us a push to the top side and went down. Since this is did it give us a no net? It did give us a no net. It gave us a rise no net. Now, am I expecting price to go higher to give us that 4th month variation back to the top side? At this point, no, just based off the fact that the pullback is very steep. On the 4-hour time frame, we had higher high. Now, again, this is not going to be higher high, higher low, higher high. Why? We never got a valid break. We had the inducement candles here. Price then gave us a pullback. We had another inducement candle, and then the week opened with a fat gap. Because price opened with a gap and it gave us this push to the top side with a gap, this is still an inducement. So I'm not going to mark this as higher high, higher low, higher high, change of character, lower low. No. We are still trading overall on the 4-hour time frame. Lower low, lower high, lower low. This is where price gave us the change of character, higher high, and now we're looking for the higher low. So again, gonna be patient with US30. This definitely could just continue back to the top side, but we need to see that shift in the trend. Once we start making higher highs and higher lows, that's when I'll start looking to take trades again. And again, right now on the 30-minute time frame, as I said, what are we doing? Lower low. So just gonna be patient with US30. Nothing really here to talk about. No shoot, no servers. No, wait, no shoot, no what? No shirt, no shoes, no service. Why not though? That's kind of like, what if I can't afford shoes, man? You're just gonna kick me out of your restaurant? It's kind of messed up. USDCAD is another one that I'm currently not trading, so I'm just gonna update it real quick. We had a month of rise, still lower low and lower highs on the 4-hour, right, until this week where price gave us a little change of character to the top side, reached 800 EMA. As soon as it reached 800, it went right back down. Right, so we know that we're trading between this 4-hour low. If anything, the people who have no shirt and no shoes, they should be the first ones to get serviced. You know what I mean? Like, have some heart in you, man. Then on the 30, we had low, lower high, lower low. Then it gave us a change of character, higher high. Went all the way to the top side. Never gave us a pullback. So very similar to US30, just opposite. Again, the correlation between USDCAD and US30, they move opposites. So the same exact moves US30 did, USDCAD did the exact same thing, just going long instead of going short. And then Friday was when price finally went down just a little bit. You agree with Kendall? That's messed up, bro. You guys got no heart. You guys got zero heart, man. USDZAR is another one. We're currently, again, very similar to USDCAD. Very, very similar. We had 2 months of counter drop. On the 3rd month, gave us that 3rd push. And we ended up on a month of rise, which is good. What I want to wait for on USDZAR is the same thing as the other pairs. Need to wait for the change of character. Once we get the change of character, we'll have to wait for the break of structure. Once we get the break of structure, that's when we'll start trading. And that's exactly what we have, right? Lower low, lower high, lower low. Then price gave us a change of character, higher high. So again, for USDZAR, as soon as price gives us a break and a retest, that's when I'll start trading again. If it doesn't give us the break, then I got no trades. We had a month of no net for last month, and then for the month of July we had a month of rise, or I'm sorry, a week of rise. Weekly no net, and then last week we had a week of rise. Perfect. And then on the 30-minute time frame, we had low, lower high, lower low, higher high, change of character, higher low, break of structure, higher high, higher low, the retest. Then price gave us another break to the top side without a pullback. So we are trading between these lows down here, these 30-minute highs up here, then we had a day of drop. He said, nah, bro, my business is not a charity. Nah, but you guys got no heart, bro. I don't even want to. That's crazy out of you guys. If I had a fucking restaurant, I'd go out of business, man. You hungry? I got y'all. Come here. End of the day, though, you guys just don't have an entrepreneurship mind, bruh. You go on TikTok, start telling people you're fucking giving people free food. Everybody wants to support you. If you're an asshole, nobody's gonna support you, bruh. But now I'm the asshole because I said that out loud. Right. So the guy who gives free food is an asshole because he's doing it for publicity stuff. Whatever, bruh. You guys are fucked up. You guys ever starved before? It don't seem like it. You guys ever went hungry? It don't seem like it. That's why I fuck with China. There's a whole bunch of restaurants in China like that. I just don't remember the city in China, but there's a few restaurants that literally have a poster in the outside, which literally says like, yo, if you can't afford to eat, if you're going through hard times, come inside, talk to a worker, we'll give you a free meal, and like it literally, you know what I mean? Like, yo, that's the least you could do. But again, I understand, bro. It's different now because we're in 2025 and the world revolves around fucking money, and at the end of the day, if you got no cash, you can't do nothing. So I get it, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it is what it is. Yeah, Muhammad, like if I had the means, right? Like if I have a restaurant, realistically speaking, okay, not every restaurant is gonna have the means to be able to give free food. Absolutely. Whatever. It is what it is. That's what it is when you're in business, right? Some businesses they grow and you have enough cash to be able to do what you got to do, and some businesses don't. You know, I'm also a big believer of like, yo, I'm not going to enable bad habits, but I feel like the one thing a person should never be able to have to go through is go through hunger. Now again, I'm not gonna say it, this shit sounds fucked up. I'm gonna say it regardless. Some people fucking deserve it because they made some stupid ass choices, and they didn't learn from the first bad choices they made, and they make the same mistakes again, and then they continue to do the bad, back and forth from bad decisions. So, but I'm not here to debate whether or not somebody deserves to be fed or not. Bottom line is, if you got a business and you're able to do some shit like that, why don't you do it? You know what I mean? Like, it just doesn't make any sense. You make 50,000 a month off your restaurant. Brother, you're an entrepreneur. That's a fucking tax write-off. That's charity. It doesn't matter how you see it. You're helping people. Okay, you're helping people out, but you're also helping your business. Yeah, that's a tax write-off. You know what I mean? So, yeah, again, my mind just works a little different. Everybody would say, oh, but now you say it, you only doing it for tax purposes, so that's fucked up. Whatever, bro. It is what it is. It's facts, though. End of the day, if I had the means to do it, I'll definitely do it. There's no reason why you shouldn't. But yeah, nah, those restaurants in China, again, I forgot the city that it does it in, but that's dope. I saw that a few months ago, and I'm like, yeah, that's cool. I would love to do it. I would love to be able to do some shit like that. Like, you never know anybody's circumstances, bro. But regardless, it don't really matter what their circumstances is. Nobody should fucking go hungry, bro. That shit sucks. Man, gold, again, guys, where are we in gold? Zone of consolidation, middle of the zone of consolidation. I'm not trading gold. We still got that gap at the bottom, but we got no structure on the 30-minute. Once again, all of this that we see, all this movement we see on gold currently is internal time frame, right? It's 5-minute time frame structure, 1-minute time frame structure. 30-minute, there's nothing. There's nothing on the 30 minutes. So Gold, I'm chilling off of that for now. We're pretty much done. I'm not really trading Bitcoin just yet. We're trading at a higher high. We're looking for a higher low to be set. Let's add a few lines here for the month so we can update this as well. Any questions, guys, so far? Well, no, we're pretty much done. Any questions before we go offline? Anything you guys want me to talk about? Any other pairs you guys want me to go over real quick? Anything you want me to explain? Anything that didn't make sense that you want me to explain again, let me know. If not, then once again, once we update Bitcoin or once we finish updating oil, we'll be done for the weekend, and we'll be back on Monday. Bitcoin kind of cool. It's open on the weekend. Yeah, trading anything on the weekend is for the crackheads, man, who can't stay away from the charts. Damn. Remember, trading on the weekend, you usually don't have volume. This time around, we do. We have a lot of news once again. Nothing out of the ordinary. But for the usual, there's no volume on the weekends. So I don't even bother to look at the charts. 3 days of drop. After 3 days of drop, the market must move sideways or go up. So you'll see that Sunday price will either move sideways or it'll go up. And then oil, right? Oil's an interesting one, man. Oil's interesting. So we were in A1, which is the first zone of consolidation on the downtrend. We had the break, lower low, price came up, gave us the lower high. Now we're waiting to see if price wants to go back down and give us another lower low back down to the bottom. But instead, what did price do? Move sideways, right? Gave us another month of rise, which is good. On the 4 hours where we're able to see price moving sideways, right? We also have a 1 hour engulfing candle here, which correlates to the 200 EMA, which is what we're looking for. Again, in level 2, we're looking for price to bounce off the 200 EMA. And on the 30-minute, price also correlates, or the engulfing candle also correlates with the 200 EMA. And we had higher high, higher low, higher high, and this is where price gave us a change of character. So oil could be a good one for this week to go back down, but again, I'm going to be very cautious taking these trades this week. Remember, beginning of the month, first week of the month, usually not the best time to look for trades. This is where the traps are made. Market makers hunting stop losses, etc., etc. We also have 2 days of drop, but at this point, we're pretty much at the lower low. So as soon as the market opened, that 372 is going to be invalidated. What I'll be looking for is for price to give me a pullback in this area. This is where I'll start looking to take a trade to go back down to the bottom. So that's pretty much it, guys. Any questions? Anything you want me to go over? Anything you want me to explain again? Let me know. The only pairs we have on our watch list is Euro AUD and then possibly US oil. So US oil, looking for short continuations. Anything at all, let me know, guys. All good, bro? Perfect. To be honest, if you got a business, you can give away whatever the fuck you want. Yeah, I mean, that's facts. Again, the problem is that the world revolves around money, man. But you know, this is a very touchy conversation, because at the end of the day too, I don't believe that. I mean, there's a whole bunch of shit we could talk about, bro. There's a whole bunch of shit that could be said, right? Like, let's not talk about people who are in need because they just are lazy and don't do shit and they fell into a bad lifestyle. Let's just talk about people who really need the help. You know, workers, regular people, regular working people. Is crazy. Like 2025. This is like the same shit I've always said, bro. I've always said this shit on stream, especially recently too. Like seeing a lot of these quote unquote, and I say quote unquote because I truly believe in 2025 there shouldn't be a thing called third world countries anymore. We have so much access to internet and resources, and governments worldwide have so much money. But again, the conversation sucks because the reality is, again, the people in power always want to stay in power. And the only way people stay in power, the only way you control people is by keeping them hungry and keeping them stupid. That's it. So again, we could talk about countries like Cuba. We could talk about a lot of other countries. There's hundreds of countries who are doing the same thing. Where it's like, yo, brother, we're in 2025. We're not cavemen anymore. You could build homes for these people. You could create an infrastructure for these people. Not only that, if you create homes for these people and you give these people opportunities, it helps you in the fucking long run. As a government, you have more money coming into your country. You have more tourists coming into your country. You have your own citizens, your own people who live there, working, paying taxes. Like, they're spending more money because they have more money. But instead, you want to keep them in a shed with fucking metal roofs and going to the local market to get rations of bread. Like, it's crazy to me. Because you want to stay in power. You don't want to give these guys internet access and electricity because you're scared that they're going to see the reality. But the truth is, we don't give a fuck about what the government does. At least I don't. I don't give a fuck. Because at the end of the day, they're going to do whatever the fuck they want to do. As long as I'm able to do what I want to do, I'm chilling. People are gonna go to work. People are gonna have to pay for shit. Regardless, it doesn't matter. I don't care that eggs are $12. I'm gonna have to pay for that shit regardless because I eat eggs. I don't personally, but I'm just giving you the example. Like, you know, but again, this is a conversation that opens up a whole bunch of other things that have to be said, and it's a never-ending cycle, and no one's ever right, no one's ever wrong. The government's always gonna do what the government's gonna do, right? Like, it is what it is at this point. You know, the same conversation with a whole bunch of shit and a whole bunch of other different conversation topic points that we could be having. It's just a never-ending cycle, which is why I always say it, yo, when I leave this earth, I do not want to come back. So, like, you know, I don't want to be resurrected. I don't want to, you know, people say that light that you see at the end of the tunnel is you coming out as a baby again, a newborn baby. I don't want to see that light, bro. Just take me away from here when I'm gone. I'm happy that I'm here. You know, I'm blessed to be in the position that I'm in. But fucking when I'm gone, do not bring me back. This shit sucks. Humans are horrible. Like, there's some of them that are good, bro. But for the most part, it is a fucked up cycle that we live in, bro. Like, it's crazy. And there's no... That's why we gotta be the ones to do it, bro. We do it, we're gonna die. They're gonna come for us. So... Oh, well, you were saying for it feels so much better to give? Absolutely. No, I mean, that's facts, yo. Like... Trust me. When I got it, bro, everybody got it. Cause that's the best thing you could do, bro. That really is the best thing you could do. Personally, I don't know how motherfuckers be so heartless out there. Yo, because you gotta think for yourself. That's the, you know, that's the way of life, and that's what has been created for so long now. You know, you gotta think for yourself. And when people, there's nothing wrong with thinking for yourself. Again, I'm one that does that as well. But once you get to a point where, cool, you thought for yourself and you made yourself successful and you've done what you wanted to do, give back to people. Right? The same resources that you were able to help yourself with, now you do it. But the problem is that ego comes in the way. Right? Which is what? Oh, I worked for this, so you gotta work for it too. I'm not giving you no handouts. And it's like, you're looking at it as a handout, but realistically speaking, these people don't even want a handout. They just want to survive. Just help them fucking survive. That's all it is. Right? Like, I love what Mr. Beast is doing. Like, and he's been doing it for years. It's like, yo, go to Africa. Fucking millions and millions of dollars of investments to again, the basic fucking necessities. Water. Motherfuckers don't even have access to water. Forget about food. You don't even have access to water. And the government's not doing shit to help them. People from other countries need to come over there and spend millions of dollars to fucking help those people because the government doesn't want to do it. We're talking about Africa, a fucking gold mine. You know how much fucking money that government has? So many countries that are just like that. There's so much money, but then they want to act and talk to the public like, nah, we're all broke. Right, so like when the village is fucking on fire, you see the president and the fucking emperor, whatever the fuck they're called, living in a fucking castle. Living in some big ass homes with millions of fucking cars and security and shit. While the whole community is burning down, but they're chilling because they got cash. They don't care about you guys. They just want to make more money. Whether you guys are alive or not, they don't give a fuck. So, you know, the US is the same way. The US is the exact same way. Look what's going on. All these pedophiles in the office. I shouldn't even be talking about this shit on YouTube, bro. I don't want to die. But regardless, you know, it is what it is. These fucking weirdos in office, like, yo, it's a whole bunch of people with power and they don't know what the hell to do, so they just start being weirdos. Like, it is what it is. So, and people eat that shit up, right? Again, that's why I don't do nothing with politics. I don't give a fuck about politics. I don't vote for none of these people because I do not want to sit back 5, 10, 15 years from now and be like, damn, I can't believe I voted for that fucking guy. They all suck. They don't do shit. It's a campaign. That's what a campaign is. It makes you look good so people vote for you. But realistically speaking, you're not going to do nothing you talked about. You're going to do whatever makes you look good. Whatever helps you in the long run. And it's always been like that. That's what politics is. That's why I don't give a fuck about it. I could care less who's president, who's not president, who's running, who's not running. I could care less about that shit. I really don't care. They're a bunch of money-hungry people. People who want power. Make themselves look good and feel good. Like, you know, I can't mess with people like that, bro. That's low vibration right there. But what do I know, man? People still fucking, I don't know. I'm done talking about this. Any other questions, guys? Anything you guys want to talk about or fucking go over again about the charts, let me know. If not, we'll be done. Gonna give you guys a minute. Ask any questions. Let me know. Any other pairs, once again, I'll give you guys a minute. And then we'll be done for the night. We'll be back Monday morning for the live trading session. Seems like you guys are good. Oh, let me check Discord before we turn this off. Any questions in the Discord? No, Discord is good. Alright guys, peace out. We'll see you guys on Monday morning. Peace out. Peace out.